Hello folks, Phil Gallagher of ThrabenU here for another modern video. Today's video is sponsored by my sponsor TopDecked, and we'll take a look at them after round one. So today I asked my Discord peeps, what do you want to see on the old YouTube channel? And if you're interested in getting in the Discord, you can get into that either by subscribing to me on Twitch or becoming a YouTube member. That information is available in all the video descriptions. Anyway, so I asked my Discord, hey, what are you interested in seeing? And they sent me some ideas, and I saw a really cool Demilich list, and I had to play it. So Demilich is something that I tried once in Legacy before, but I don't think I ever successfully got it into play. This is a 4/3 that costs 1 blue less for each instant and sorcery you've cast this turn. And when it attacks, exile up to one target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, copy it, and you can cast the copy. So you can also cast the Demilich from your graveyard by exiling 4 instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard in addition to paying its other costs. So this is a 4/3 that can get cheaper and that can bring some of your stuff back, and it's recursive. And this is a great fit alongside Arclight Phoenix, which also is sort of like this recursive thing that goes well with you casting a whole bunch of instant and sorcery spells. Now, Faithless Looting is not legal in Modern, so instead we are going to get to play Faithless Salvaging and Faithless Mending. The idea is we dump a bunch of Arclight Phoenixes into the graveyard, we get them into play, and the same turn we'll also probably be able to get Demiliches into play. This is really neat. I'm really excited to try this out. I'm unsure on some of the mana. So, for example, there's a Mountain and a Sacred Foundry in the deck that don't actually contribute towards casting the Demilich. I'm not sure how relevant that actually is. I'll get a feel for that over the course of this league. But otherwise, I really like what's going on here. There's also some neat sideboard cards here, including one that I had just totally missed, Obsidian Charmaw. This is a 5-mana 4/4 flyer that when it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. But it costs 1 less for each land your opponent controls that could produce colorless mana. So if you're going and playing against something like, oh, I don't know, say a Tron deck, this could just be a 2-mana 4/4 flyer that nukes one of their lands, and that's pretty fucking sick, and I'm super excited to see that card in action. For the Legacy fans here, you might not have seen Aria of Flame before, but this is a really neat one too. When it ETBs, your opponent gains 10 life, but whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you put a verse counter on it, and then it deals damage to that player or to your opponent equal to the number of verse counters on it. And that damage could also be redirected to a planeswalker, which is pretty neat. So if you're just doing a bunch of like Serum Visions, Thought Scour, Considered Chains, the damage on Aria of Flame can rack up really, really quickly. Yeah, I'm really excited to try this one out. This looks like a lot of fun. If you're new here, please consider subscribing for Legacy, Modern, and Vintage content. If you're a regular, throw me a like. It's the easiest way to support my content. And if you want to try out this deck list because it's sweet, that information is available in the video description. Let's battle. Okay, so seeing as this is my first game with the deck, I don't know to what extent I am supposed to just like mulligan to having Phoenixes or Demiliches in hand. But I'm gonna just kind of guess that because I have like a Consider and a Faithful Mending, that I can probably just be fine keeping this hand. I might be wrong though, but I think with two different. Oh, okay. Things could get weird here. It's like my opponent could Living Death and bring back some of my stuff as well. Okay. I was in the middle of a thought, but I kind of forgot where I was at. Anyway, we're gonna try to get some fun stuff into my graveyard. Yeah, that can go into my graveyard. All right. Let's go for the Faithful Mending here. And I'm gonna end up being about life neutral here. Go and grab the Hollow Fountain. My Faithful Mending does gain me life here. Oh, I guess this is an instant. I should have waited on this. I'm so used to these effects being sorceries, but I guess Faithless Salvaging and Faithful Mending are both instants. Neat. Okay, that just is essentially another cycler. It doesn't literally have cycling written on it, but that's what it is for all intents and purposes. Okay, did not hit fun stuff here. Let's assume Prismatic Ending is going to be bad, and let's just junk one of these lands. Now, this Faithful Mending does have Flashback, which is part of what makes it really powerful. Definitely a little scared, though. Like, my opponent is at Shardless Agent mana already. Yeah, that's fine. My shields are down here. Alright, so I lose my Faithless Salvaging. Okay, they're just going to cycle on my turn. That's fine. Do I have any counter magic in game 1? Sure don't. But I can try to Thought Scour some stuff into my graveyard. Alright, here we go, Thought Scour. Oh, I got an Arclight Phoenix. That's good. So I at least get something here. The bad news is... The bad news is that these numbers all add up to be way more impressive than Arclight Phoenix. So I think I'm just dead. I'll take a draw to, like, make sure I'm not wrong, but... yeah, I can't think of what gets me out of this spot. I have some Chalices. Yeah, I'll have Chalices and Flusterstorms for post-sideboard games. Yeah, alright. Gunseed. Alright, I get 2 Chalices, 3 Flusterstorms to try to improve what's going on. I'm going to junk my Prismatic Endings because my opponent's things have big, dumb, large costs. And then I want to trim something. And I don't know the deck well enough to know what's most expendable. I'm going to assume that, like, Metamorpho... Well, Metamorphos is just, like, straight up free and cantrips. Gut Shot? I don't know. I don't know on, like, Gut Shot versus Lightning Bolt versus Metamorphos. I'm going to junk a couple of Lightning Bolts. I just don't have the reps to know, like, which pieces are most expendable here. Okay, we're gonna ship this one back. That's too many lands. This hand is great. I will absolutely keep this. I have to throw one of these back. I think it's just gonna be the Flusterstorm. Like, if I get to Chalice on 0, then, like, my biggest thing that I want to Flusterstorm is already covered. We can still lose to my opponent just casting big dumb stuff. Like, that is very much a real thing that can still happen, but here's to hoping that doesn't happen. Okay, my opponent has started with a pretty powerful hate card of their own. Alright, so my thing just happened. And... am I shocking here? I'll have all my colors already. I don't know that I actually need to shock. At the same time, I don't know that it's that bad, too. I'm gonna go ahead and shock. Alright, this stuff's not looking so great here. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and bottom both. But, like, my ideal is basically just hitting a string of cantrips so that I can get this Demilich into play faster. The Sacred Foundry not working towards casting the Demilich is absolutely relevant here. It also doesn't work towards casting the cantrips. Alright, so my opponent has set themselves up to cycle something or other. This is fine. I'll do the Faithless Salvaging thing on my opponent's turn. And then I'll get to rebound it on my turn, and I can 100% play the Demilich. Yep. Do your thing. Alright. So... I'm probably not going to see very many creatures from my opponent's side of the battlefield in the immediate future. Which is good. I'm going to take myself off of white, but I think that's fine. Alright, so now I get the rebound here. I will cast without paying its mana cost. I guess I keep my land, so I got 100% Demilich. Hello. So this is going to be the same as just, like, using a mana towards the Demilich, so this is fine. So I'll go ahead and cast a Serum Visions. Bottom both of those. A new Chalice, which is acceptable. It costs 2 now. I'll shock. Yes. And I will make my 4/3. Now, unfortunately, that's just what it is, because this is not going to get to come back. I'm not going to get to exile things from my graveyard due to that leyline. That leyline is doing much more than making their living end not symmetrical. Definitely a bit worried. Like, I've stopped their combo aspect, at least for the time being. But I think there's an evoke thing that can blow up artifacts. Like Ingot Chewer is something that exists, and there might be other things. I think there's like a green evoke thing that can destroy artifacts or enchantments. All right, so I'm gonna hit for my 4. I have no targets for that. Bring my opponent to 13. This land unfortunately enters tapped. I think I'm just going to save this for if this chalice gets answered. Although, honestly, I think if that chalice gets answered, like my opponent will answer at end of turn or something, and then I'm just going to get living ended. But we can try. All right. Opponent is starting to get to mana amounts where they can start casting things of approximately this size, which will just be bad for me because they will outclass my Demilich in combat. Like, combo finish aside, I already have some incoming issues. Yeah. This is a great example of that. So, like, this can just trade with my Demilich in combat. And I lost the other Demilich here. I think we're effectively donezo. Don't have white mana for that. I guess I hold back for if I draw a lightning bolt. And I can get this out of the way. But I think my opponent's just going to go 5th land, play something big and dumb, and I'm going to just fall woefully behind here. Yeah, that ley line was quite good against me. Yeah, I am probably not going to end up with the better clock here. Also, I know there's a lot of words on this already, but I wouldn't hate if this thing flew too. That might be asking for too much. Looks kind of like it should fly. Yeah. I think this is the point where I go ahead and throw in the towel. I think I'm too far behind to come back from this. GG's. We'll try again next round. Hey, so this video was sponsored by Top Deck, which is a companion app for Magic the Gathering, and it also exists in a website form, as you can see here. It does a lot of things. Today I'm just going to highlight the fact that it aggregates all the Magic news for you. So if you're constantly flipping through looking for like Star City Games, Channel Fireball, MTG Goldfish sorts of articles, and you wish they were all together in one place, this site will do it for you, in addition to just allowing you to build decks, check prices of cards, and all that sort of stuff. If you're, looking for a little bit more out of your Magic the Gathering, consider checking them out. Okay, I really wish this hand had one more mana to work with. I'm going to get to look at a draw step. I'm going to get to look at a card from Thought Scour. I'm going to get to look at one more card. So I have 3 hits in order to hit a land. And if I do hit a land, I'm probably going off. I think on the draw, this is reasonable. But again, since I've never played this deck or even seen this deck in action, I don't have any sort of mulligan heuristics to know like when I should and shouldn't be doing stuff. All right. 4 mana becomes a 3/2. All right. It essentially becomes a baby Goblin Rabble Master. All right. Got it. Yeah. So let's shock. And I'm not sure which of these I actually should do first. The Thought Scour sets up for the higher potential upsides. The Serum Vision, though, is a little bit better at actually letting me find the lands that I'm looking for. And I think I'll just bottom both of those. Okay. So we're probably playing against some sort of red aggro that is getting a lot of value out of their land slots. Oh, okay. Well. All right. The good news is I found a land. So this is going to become a Hallowed Fountain, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and Manamorphose here. I'm going to make maybe blue-white with this. Or I could make blue-red and just hemorrhage my 1-drops in order to put a Demilich into play. What is that? So I can make a blue-red, go Thought Scour, Lightning Bolt, Gut Shot. That's 4. Demilich is free. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Lightning Bolt you. Yes, I am aware that I just did that. Thought Scour me. So is Demilich free? No, I need 1 more. Gut Shot you. Pay the life. Demilich. All right. So we made a turn 2 Demilich through a Chalice of the Void. And now we can try to use Faithful Mending to set up some other cool things. Okay, cool. All right. So let's crash in. Oh, no. No. My Demilich. That's fine. So I can just cast this later from the graveyard. Let's just cast this now because I don't 100% know what I'm doing. just discard the lightning bolts here. Play this. I think I save this. Yeah. Serum Visions can be just Demilich Fuel later. Actually, I don't even need it to be Demilich Fuel. I'm doing fine in that regard. Yeah, I wonder if, like, all of my opponent's lands are utility lands. Sure, that's actually kind of annoying. Alright, do I just want to straight up put a Demilich into play this turn? Sure? Although, honestly, I'd like to just find Phoenixes. So maybe I'm supposed to do this instead. Or a Prismatic Ending to get rid of that Chalice. That's actually pretty sick. Do I want this 4th land? Unsure. Not sure that I need it. I don't know how big of a race I'm working with here. Like, I don't know if I'm about to get hit by a Reality Smasher this turn, or what. Prismatic Ending is going to be awkward here as well, because it's going to, like, be very important for the Chalices, but not so much, yeah, shit. Anyway, but not so much important for getting rid of their actual creatures. Can I win? I don't think I can win from here. I can Prismatic Ending this away, then have 1 mana, cast Serum Visions. Storm is 2. If I get a land, I can't get Storm higher than that. Yeah, I think I'm dead to that Matter Reshaper. Okay, so these Obsidian Charmaws are going to be pretty sick. And then I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to approach the Chalice of the Void for reasons that I was just talking about. Like, the Prismatic Ending can sometimes get their smaller creatures, but as far as something like a Reality Smasher goes or a Thought-Knot Seer goes, I'm probably not hitting those unless things get real weird with Anamorphose. If Legacy Heuristics follow, my opponent will also probably be a Leyline of the Void deck, which could be rough. There's also a world where this becomes an Aria of Flame matchup, because Aria of Flame is pretty good at killing through a Chalice of the Void. So that's something I could keep in mind. Since Gutshot's not super live in this matchup, I think I'm going to cut those. I can probably go down on 1 threat if I'm bringing in these. These will be cheaper. We're probably not talking, like, 2 mana cheap, but they'll probably be, like, 3 mana cheap a good portion of the time. It just has so many non-basics. And I know the deserts produce colorless. There will probably be some others. Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to bring in more answers to, like, Chalice of the Void, or if this is enough answers or what. Let's hedge a little bit more against my opponent having something like a Leyline. Well, we're gonna play a Demilich on turn 2, and maybe do some other stuff too. Land go. Okay. Of course that's in here. It's a red deck. Why would I not be expecting that? Grab the Steam Vents. I maybe could get away with not shocking myself, but I would like to do this. So we'll start out on blue-red, and then we'll repeat the process for blue-red again, so we can cast the next Manamorphose. Now this is my 3rd one, so the Demilich will cost 1. If I play Faithful Mending, I can make it cost 0. I think I will do that. Nice. I'll discard a Phoenix. I just want to cast the Demilich. Do I want to leave those in the graveyard for if I want to bring the Demilich back later? Yeah, I think I'm just good with casting that from hand rather than from graveyard, because then I can just discard a land. Alright, free Demilich, and I can, yep, bring that back and send it in. Okay, this is what I wanted this deck to be doing. Maybe I'm not mulliganing aggressively enough. Okay. I mean, I'll be blocking. Okay. Let's cast a bunch of stuff and see if I can find more Phoenixes. Do I want a thin of a land first? Sure. I think I'm very clearly the aggressor here. I'll go ahead and shock myself again just to make things a little bit easier. Let's make blue white with this. Oh, cool. So I'll Thought Scour myself here, see if I find any Phoenixes. I did. Let's Prismatic Ending away the Ragavan. 1 mana is fine for that. Done. Cast a Serum Visions. I don't need these things. Demilich. Storm count is 4. I can just cast that. Cast it post-combat. I think I have to pay for this, right? Oh, no, I don't have to pay for it. Oh, no, I do have to pay for it. Okay. Alright, so my opponent goes to 7, and I get to cast another Demilich. I will also probably destroy one of my opponent's lands next turn a good portion of the time, either if they play a colorless land like so, or I just draw a land. Okay, yeah, I mean you can look at my hand, but then you're dead on board. You block one of these, you take 10 damage. Yuri. I mean, that's dope. So now my opponent isn't actually dead. Or are they? Alright, this is spell number 1. I don't want to cast this Faithful Mending from hand. I think I'm okay with casting the one from graveyard, though. This trigger's only at the beginning of combat. Yeah. I can't use the Demi-Liches to attack in, do the thing. That's fine. I'm good with this, though. Because if I hit a... Oh, no, I can't hit a gut shot. Alright, so I'll discard 2 Faithful Mendings, and then as soon as I can fire off 3 spells, my opponent is dead, because I have triple Arclight Phoenix. That's 12 damage, and even through, like, a Dismember or something, it's going to be lethal. The big question is, like, do I cast a Consider next turn? Okay, it has no longer become a question. Oh, I'll 100% trade here. I can cast this Demilich from my graveyard. And I get to draw a card. Oh, yeah. This probably kills my opponent. I don't know if that attack was good. Alright, so here's my first spell. Oh, this is fine. Right. This is the bad cantrip. This is still going to work out, but I got caught off guard for a second here. Alright, so I'll do this thing. I'll discard 2 cards. I will go land and lightning bolt you. That returns all these phoenixes. Alright, cool. Alright, now I feel like this deck does things. I feel like I'm okay with my sideboarding, although maybe I underrated Demi-Lich since it's just another threat that trades with a Thought-Knot Seer. I don't know, like, I still do like my reasoning that it's, like, kind of bad with Chalice of the Void, and, like, these also trade with Thought-Knot Seers, but also blow up lands sometimes. Yeah, maybe I'll keep like that, but I don't know for sure. Again, when you're just playing a deck for the first time and just kind of figuring it out on the fly, you don't have the mulligan heuristics that you might need. This hand is fine. It's not perfect. It has some issues. So I need white mana in order to get the Arclight Phoenix into the graveyard, but I have a lot of other things going for me. Alright, so I'm going to wait till my opponent goes to combat to remove the Ragavan so they can't dash in another one if that's a card that they have. Goodbye. So now I do have 4 lands, but not the mana required to cast Faithless Mending from my lands, although... Okay, that's fine. Although this does have haste, right? So sort of interesting timing. They might actually have another Ragavan or something. I can Metamorphose into Faithful Mending on my opponent's turn. Probably fine. I can also just cast Faithful Mending without... Yeah, I'm going to cast Faithful Mending on my opponent's turn without using Metamorphose, so that I have a better chance of actually triggering the Phoenix. Boarded the gut shots out. I boarded the gut shots out. So I'll just take this hit. Alright. Don't love shocking here, but I need the white mana. Alright, so let's go white, blue. I will be discarding Arclight Phoenix for sure, and I think this Thought Scour that is currently... nothing is better than just this super redundant land. Well, maybe I discarded the wrong land there, in all honesty. Alright. Well, let's go Metamorphose. Make... blue should be fine. Okay. So I will Thought Scour myself. I'm fine with that being countered. I'll Thought Scour myself. I'm fine with that being countered. So that's 3. That means that Demi-Lich is 1 mana. And now I get to return the Phoenix and attack with it. Alright, and just like that, I have become the aggressor. Okay. Is me or any target to each opponent? Sure. I think I take this hit. Okay. Not the end of the world here, luckily. It's super interesting. I think I just start here. Make blue-white. Junk Chalice? Junk Eldrazi Obligator? Huh. Yeah, I think I just junked their creature. 3 colors. Done. Bash in. Just target something random here. I'm not going to cast it this turn. Hit my opponent for half their life total. And Prismatic Ending should have me covered against most things next turn. Alright, so I still have this Demilich. That's dope. That's very good. So the Demilich could attack in and remove a Chalice, but I don't think I want to do that. So because of our Blood Moon effects here, the cost of this is a little strange. I can't destroy their basic. So the rest of these have basically the same text most of the time. If one of these get destroyed, I don't want them to have reach. We'll junk that. Yeah, so this thing does fly. So I have my opponent dead in 2 turns in the air. We're hoping for not another Fury. Cool. So if I attack in with a Demilich, it forces a block on the Thought-Knots here, or my opponent dies. And I can also do something like cast a Fateful Mending from Graveyard. Or no, I couldn't do that. I could cast a Manamorphose. Maybe I'm supposed to just jump here and gain 6 life. Or I can gain 4 life and draw a card. Maybe 4 life and a card is better. Alright, so I'll crash in. The Demilich is going to let me cast this Manamorphose. Alright, so I'll cast that. I will use this to make, I think, blue-white, so I can also cast Faithless Mending. Faithful Mending, sorry. Now I can loot away some of these dead cards. Okay, so this is forced. I get to draw a card. Ooh, that's very good. So you currently cost 2, right? Currently cost 2. So I can Serum Visions. Right. Sorry, I forgot about that. So, alright, fair. GG's. Okay. So now we're on the scoreboard at 1-1, and I think I didn't mulligan enough in round 1. Alright, round 3. My opponent's playing a Lurrus deck. I have nothing going on in this hand. That's an easy mulligan. I don't have a way to get some of this stuff into the graveyard, but this is probably going to be a keep, and I think I'll pitch the... Well, Lightning Bolt might be good against a Lurrus deck. I don't know. I kind of think I'm still supposed to pitch the Bolt, though, because I can bring together a thing of spells that actually lets me return an Arclight Phoenix if I can get it into the graveyard, or otherwise cast a Lich. Yeah. Alright, I don't even know if I'm supposed to cast this first Serum Vision, but, like, it cantrips, so whatever. Alright, I got Consider out of it. I will definitely take a second land. Do I want a third land? No, I'd rather find a way to put the Arclight Phoenix into the graveyard, honestly. Yeah, I think I'll bottom 1, top 1, and call that good. Alright. Get a feel for what colors... Oh. Just straight up basic island. Does not contribute to casting Lurrus. I don't think I can cast 4 spells this turn. I might be able to cast 4 spells next turn. I guess I'm gonna fetch now. Get to pick one of my colors. I'll pick the red. Let's go Serum Visions. Faithless Salvaging. That puts a Phoenix into my graveyard. I'm good with that existing. So I'm going to put Salvaging on top, then Flooded Strand above it, so that I can cast Consider and just take a land out of my deck. Well, or I can just bottom this and take the Consider and just not use it as selection. That's fine too. Okay. Thought Scour me. That worked pretty well for me. I don't have the white mana for the Mending right now. But I'm... Well, I guess I could Manamorphose into it. Oh, we're playing Mill. Okay. This is potentially good for me, but now I know that my opponent might just be playing Surgical Extraction's main deck, in which case things get a little bit weird. I'm a little sad that, like, the land that I have is Mountain. Okay, there's a Phoenix. I think I just save this Consider. Thought Scour. Alright. Let's start there. Thought Scour me, which actively helps my opponent. Alright. I think I want a Hollowed Fountain out of my deck before I basically lose the opportunity to find that card ever. because I have one of them. Alright, so I will Manamorphose. I think I just use this for blue for Demilich or Consider. Okay. So I can either cast a Demilich this turn or try to return an Arclight Phoenix. I think I cast the Demilich. Oh shit. So I could have used Consider, which would have reduced the cost of the Demilich, and then I could have cast that. Okay. Sorry, I took a break for like an hour. My head's not quite back in the game yet. Okay. Although I don't know that what I did was a mistake, because I was going to try to use the Demilich next turn to return 2 Arclight Phoenixes and get like this involved. So I don't know that what I did was wrong, but my library count is very quickly decreasing. All right. So I've got 2 Phoenixes in there. Okay. I'll have 5 mana. So I've got getting the Phoenixes back covered. I'll go Prismatic Ending. That kills one of those crabs. I'll Lightning Bolt another crab. I'll cast a Consider. I'm just gonna say no on that. Cast the Manamorphose. I'll go blue-white. Use... shit, I can't actually cast this. It costs 3 mana and I already made my land drop. That's fine. Now we see if my opponent has Surgical. Alright, they don't. So I've got 20 cards left, and this is the turn where things get scary, because this is the turn where things like Tasha's can come online. Okay. Lots of crabs. Fine. So I have lethal on my opponent's turn. So I just play an Arclight, and then I attack for 9 in the air. But things like Path to Exile can mess with that. Okay, Tasha's puts me down to 2. Which, unless my opponent has a counterspell, means that I've got them dead. This is, you know, no margin of error here. Hot damn. Okay. Very happy to win that game. So now I should expect some amount of graveyard hate to come in. I probably want Prismatic Endings to answer crabs. And I can consider Chalice and Flusterstorm. I think I want Flusterstorm for some of the 3-drop mill cards. Gutshot seems like my weakest card here in many ways. And I don't know, maybe I go down like 1 Faithless Salvaging because my opponent is going to put stuff into my graveyard for me. That's probably reasonable. I could play Chalice to try to stop 1-drops, but like, I take a lot of collateral damage from that, maybe more damage than my opponent would. You know, this one obviously has to be a mulligan. Alright, looks like my opponent has mulliganed as well. This hand is kind of whatever. I probably keep it. Probably looking at a turn 3 Demilich. And now it's a question of, like, do I throw back the Fluster or a land? I think I throw back the Fluster. Like, despite the fact that it's a card that I would be happy to have in this matchup and I boarded it in, I think if I'm going to work towards, like, Demilich doing Demilich things, I need to... Oh, well, that can happen too. I need to actively work towards it. So let's get blue-red first here. And my life total's not super relevant. Notably, my opponent did not reveal a companion this game. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Just lands. I'll bottom both. Alright, so now I'd like to find a discard outlet to put this Phoenix into my graveyard. Okay. So there's 1 Phoenix in there now. I'm not super good at actually triggering my stuff currently. Okay, there are no Phoenixes in there now. Yep. So this will give me a Demilich this turn. Let's get my Hollowed Fountain out of my deck. I will Manamorphose. Pick blue-red. I will Manamorphose. I think I'll pick blue-red again. I can just hurl this Lightning Bolt at my opponent's face and then cast the Demilich. I'll Lightning Bolt you. And then 1 mana Demilich. Okay. Gonna get like Tasha here or something. Fractured Sanity. There's a Demilich in there. Okay. So I guess I'm going to need my land this turn. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to bash in. I just bolt my opponent. Maybe I just bolt my opponent here. I wouldn't be surprised if they pop the Soul Guide Lantern, honestly. So that brings my opponent to 10. I'm not sure that I need or want to do anything else this turn. I think I'm just going to hold up both Consider and Flusterstorm. I am at sort of a weak 18 cards left here. Alright. I Consider in response and just kind of see what's up. Yeah, I think I put that into graveyard. And then I think I will just snipe this at this point. Same targets for all that. Yep, alright, that's expected. Okay. I am going to put my opponent to 2 here. This opens up Archive Trap, but Archive Trap would be open on my opponent's turn anyway. Oh my god. I didn't actually check that because I didn't think that was going to happen. Alright. Bottom both of those. Cursed to draw. Absolutely cursed to draw. Alright. Alright, so I'll target my Serum Visions. Which I guess I cast? Question mark. It's... okay. I'll top the Lightning Bolt. This double Spire Bluff Canal Arclight Phoenix situation is not the best. If I would have played a Spire Bluff Canal instead of the fetch land this turn, I would have been able to hardcast a Phoenix next turn. But the Lightning Bolt gives me lethal anyway. The bigger question is, like, is this just going to kill me? Yes. Alright. I do not think I'm going to change anything about my sideboarding here. I like what I've done well enough. It's possible I could go down some more Faithful Salvaging and play more Gut Shot to just try and trigger things as quickly as possible. But I do just need to get them into my graveyard if they are in my hand in the first place. This is fine. Let's find the Hallowed Fountain. And I guess just pass the turn and I'll Thought Scour on my opponent's turn. I think that's better than Serum Visions here. We dodged Archive Trap turn 1, which is nice. Sure. Alright, so they've got some toy. All Thought Scour. Okay, I found a Phoenix. A free spell would be great. How do I want to do this? Yeah, maybe I should have kept in the Gut Shot. Guess I'll Serum Visions first and use that to inform my decisions. I'd really like to just find another land, so next turn I can just go bam, 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 return a Phoenix. Guess Considers are kind of like lands. I'll top it. Yes. I'll Serum Visions. I'll draw that Consider, and then look for a third land. Yeah, so next turn I have Consider, Thought Scour. Alright, good stuff. I also just have, like, Lightning Bolt for a crab. Okay. No immediate crab. Alright, so we got our land drop. I will Thought Scour myself. Well, alright, I drew a Phoenix. That's not quite what I want. I can Faithless Mending that later. So that's not actually too bad. Yeah, I don't really want to draw that. I mean, that is a worse land here. Bolt to face or Consider. Consider. Gives me another chance to have a Phoenix on top of my library. No, I'm fine with drawing that Consider. Alright. So let's see if all my work actually happens or if I just get surgicaled here. Oh, it does happen. Okay, but it's going to get pathed. Okay, yep, it seems like I was right. Yeah. Grab my island. Hopefully you don't get Archive Trapped. My opponent didn't have it on turn 1. But they've had a couple of draw steps since then. Alright, they found it. Oh, hello. Second main phase. Storm count is fine. Storm count is 5, but instant and sorcery count is not that high. Oh, that's super unfortunate. I'm so close there. Okay, I guess that's my turn. Alright. I only have 23 cards left in library. I'm definitely a little bit scared right now. That Field of Ruin also will permanently knock me off of white if it happens. Yeah. But they gave me another use out of it, which is good. So let's go. Let's just float the white, let this resolve. Grab a new land. Go white, blue. Cast Faithful Mending. I'll discard a Phoenix. And I guess this Flooded Strand is not doing me a lot of good, right? Do I have a fetchable source left? Yes. No. So there's 2 islands. Have I used both islands? There's 1 island. There's the other island. I have 2 Scalding Tarns. Or not 2 Scalding Tarns, 2 Steam Vents. Sacred Foundry. Thought I got rid of Sacred Foundry. I got rid of Sacred Foundry. Yeah, okay. So Flooded Strand can be the other thing. I've got Fluster for if my opponent tries to Surgical the Arclight or the Demilich. I have 2 of those, in fact. All right. I will consider. I've cast 2 things. Yeah, I'll put the Demilich into the graveyard. I will Lightning Bolt. I've now cast 3 things. Do I want to Lightning Bolt again and try to make the Demiliches free? It drops Fluster, which is scary. Center's tapped. I guess I go to combat first and return this. Crash in. Yeah, 3 free Demiliches I think is way too good to pass up on. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Free Demilich 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Free Demilich 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Free Demilich 3. Alright, so opponent has to mill 17 cards. They can do it, so be it. I've still got a couple of Phoenixes in the deck, so I'm not super likely to just immediately die to Tasha's. Alright. Yep, alright, 4 cards left. Can you do it? No. Margins were pretty slim there, but we're up to 2-1. Okay, round 4 here. I have a single land in my opening hand, and it's not blue. I don't think I get to keep that, whereas this hand is pretty strong. I'll keep this and junk 1 cantrip here. Oh, you're not playing Legacy? I dabble elsewhere. Good luck. Okay, my opponent has suspended a Rift Bolt, so we're playing against Burn. In which case, having the Faithful Mending is nice. I know that I am always going to want this Hollowed Fountain accordingly. So I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to need an upkeep stop, because I'm going to consider that into... No, I could just draw them both. Yeah, I think I just go top, and then play Faithful Mending on my turn. Alright, so... taking a little bit of damage here. Alright, I'm at 14. Oh, actually, I can't go top and draw both, because I have to fetch in order to Faithful Mending. Okay. Rough. This is a lot of damage very quickly. Alright. I'm going to go down to 9. Do I want to consider in my upkeep? I think I want to consider in my upkeep. Alright. I'll consider, put that into my graveyard. I'll draw this. Okay, cool. Yeah, my opponent has figured out what's up. Turning these Phoenixes is going to be a little hard. I'm under so much pressure. I think I'm going to fetch this. Just do a tapped Steam Vents past the turn. And see if I can cobble together something next turn. I really need like a Gut Shot or a Manamorphose to smooth things out. God. This matchup seems so good for them. Oh god, I'm just fucking dead on turn 3. Okay. Alright. I think I take Fluster and Ending and don't play Chalice. I'm really scared of an Eidolon. In addition to just the other things that can just like go to my dome. I don't think I get to cut gut shots this time. I think I just need those to try to get the pressure I need to kill my opponent. This doesn't feel good. Do I junk Salvaging? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be boarding out here. I just think I need the gut shot for the raw speed. Yeah, I don't like how this matchup looks. Okay. So I have a Mending and a Manamorphose. I guess I keep this. Feel a little awkward about my mana here. Like, I in theory want access to both of my colors, but uh, this doesn't work towards casting a Demilich on a non-Manamorphose turn, which I don't love. But I think I just need the colors here. All right. Let's see if we can get some lands out of this. All right, another Demilich. That seems a bit much. I'm gonna remove this upkeep stop. All right. So let's go land. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna mending now. Okay. We'll discard some Demiliches. And then next turn, I'll try to have a turn where I actually get a Demilich and kill some of my opponent's stuff. All right. So they're at 17. Okay. This is fine for me. All right. So I can kill 2 of these things in my next turn cycle. All right. There is a Thought Scour on top. All right. So I'll fetch and grab another basic. I'll Manamorphose for red-white. An Arclight Phoenix. See if I can get lucky with a Thought Scour here. I can find like a Manamorphose or a Gut Shot. Alright, so let's bolt an Eidolon. Or sorry, a Goblin Guide. Actually, maybe... Alright, so Lightning Bolt this. I think I just Prismatic Ending that. It represents a weird amount of damage. Alright, so there's Demilich 1. And I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Demilich 2, and then I only have 1, 2, 3 things in graveyard, so I can't get the final one, which is why I wanted the Gut Shot. But this is still pretty damn powerful. Actually, I also should have paid attention to what I was exiling a little bit more. I was just clicking on the first things, but the Demilich brings stuff back. Okay, that's fine. Okay, one Demilich down. Mending on top. I will go ahead and take a block here. I think I take out the Goblin Guide. All right. Mending versus Lightning Bolt. There's not very many worlds where I get to mending into a Phoenix this turn. I can definitely do more Demiliches. I think I'll go ahead and cast this. All right. I'll discard a Phoenix and this land that would enter tapped. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in graveyard. 1. Does this go to exile afterwards? Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually probably want to attack, but not actually use this trigger. Oh shoot, that exiles it either way, doesn't it? Now I only have 1 in there, so I do need to cast this Serum Visions. I'll bottom the Phoenix, top the Manamorphose, go land. Oh, I think I bungled this turn. Do this, I think, to save the life. So my hope is to just like Manamorphose into Demilich next turn. If this gets bolted, then like my choice to grab the mountain to save life is awkward. But if things don't go the way that I want, I just get to Faithful Mending and try to set up for later. Oh, that'll do. All right, so let's just go 1, 2, Manamorphose, make blue, and cast a Demilich. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave the Lightning Bolt and the Mending. Okay, that's a Lurrus to hand. So I've got an opportunity now. Can I cast 3 things before combat? Unlikely, but possible. I think it's pretty free to just cast this Consider. I can cast Prismatic Ending on my own stuff, right? Spell target non-land permanent if it's mana value. Yeah, I can cast this on my own stuff. Okay. I will Lightning Bolt you. I will Prismatic Ending my own Demilich. So that'll trigger the Arclight Phoenix. I'll go ahead and attack with both of these. I'll use the Demilich to cast a Consider. Paying a blue. No, I'll just draw that and use that as a life gain spell next turn. So that puts my opponent to 7. Now, do I have 4 things in graveyard? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. No, I did not misclick the Bolt. I did not have red mana. Okay. You have 2 more that go directly to my face. Alright, they do, unfortunately. Alright. GG's. Okay, final round. I have an Arclight Phoenix and a Demilich, but I don't know that I am actually going to have the ability to get either one of them into play easily. Is this a 7-card hand that's a reasonable mix of lands and spells, but I just need to mulligan it? I think so. Like, I also don't have white mana. Sure. um, this is a very good hand if I draw a land. Accordingly, I think I'm going to keep it. I just junk the Prismatic Ending and just kind of take a little bit of a risk here. See if I'm immediately met with an aggro deck. Yep. Appropriate punish. Okay. So, what land do I want? I am unsure. It has to be blue. I need Thought Scour. I think it's blue-red. And I'm going to go ahead and Thought Scour now. All right. That is a Prismatic Ending, which I can't cast. And it's also not a land. We determined last round that we're not super good versus burn. And me on a stumbling hand is probably just going to be dead. Okay. I guess I go land, pass, and mending on my opponent's turn. And then try to have a big turn next turn. The thing is, like, my big turn is probably going to be putting in an Arclight Phoenix, which is not great versus burn, which just has a ton of things that will go directly at my dome. All right. Yeah, I didn't think it was just going to be 2. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll always yield to these. Kind of expect that my... Oh, God, there's more. Oh, God. Am I just dead here? Am I straight up dead right now? My opponent can double Lava Dart. Uh-huh. So then they'll do it one more time. And I can cast a Faithful Mending. But if I do so, I actually lose a life in doing it. I am straight up dead. I mean, like, technically, this is 10 and I go to 1, but, like, without this land, I'm certainly not doing anything. All right, I thought I could wait a turn to go, like, Prismatic Ending and then try to, like, return Phoenix. Guess I was wrong. Blah. Yeah, again, not super loving my options. What did I do last time? I think I cut the salvaging last time. I don't know, maybe gut shot's bad enough since it also cost me life that, like, that should go. Like, do that and this. I could also try Chalice on in the games where I'm on the play. Like, that should be pretty damning, but, like, I have 16 1-drops of my own. Okay, so what if for the game that I'm on the play, I try Chalices and go, like, Chalice and keep this in, and then for when I'm on the draw, I'll cut the Chalices in that card for the Flusters? No. This is fine. Unsure what I actually want to be cutting here, because... Let's cut the salvaging. Keeping this around makes me better for, like, a Demilich. Alright, I'm gonna start off on this one here. Awkward. Good, but awkward. I think I keep both. I'll draw the Serum Visions and then mill the Phoenix. And then return it on turn 3. So I'll Thought Scour myself, put that Phoenix into the graveyard. Now, Anamorphose, Thought Scour, Serum Visions next turn. I think I try to do this without taking more damage. Just grab the Mountain here and just Mountain Lightning Bolt. I could wait on this a little bit longer. Okay. Sure. I should be able to have a pretty darn good turn next turn. Yeah. Alright, so I'm down to 15. Uh-huh. Alright. I guess I'm going to shock myself in order to do all the things that I want to do this turn in all likelihood, but I think I can wait. So let's Metamorphose for blue here. Let's Thought Scour myself. New Metamorphose. That means I'm going to get a Demilich too. Control 2 or a few other lands, so this enters untapped. we'll do this, and we'll do this. I need to pay red mana for it. Then I'll make blue with it. Okay. I'll Serum Visions. I'll bottom salvaging. Stop the Lightning Bolt. Thought Scour myself. Storm is approximately infinity. New Arclight Phoenix. Can't do a ton with that one. Play a Demilich. And return the Arclight Phoenix. Am I a madman? I thought I milled a Phoenix at the start of all of this nonsense. Okay. Guess I'm wrong. Huh. Okay. I was, like, quite sure. I must have misclicked something, but... Huh. Alright. This is a big Swift Spear. Oh, wow, they have that, too. Okay, they have Arclight Phoenix in there as well. So I am nearly dead. I get hit with Lava Dart flashback here, probably. Yeah, just a gut shot for 2 points of damage. See if I get Lava Darted for one more. I do. I go to 4. Not great for me. Not gonna lie. Or sorry, 3. Alright, so let's get blue-white here. Okay. This should be fine, I think. I'll cast Faithful Mending. It's more than I want it to. Whatever. Alright, I'll discard this and 1 land. That was probably a mistake. This increases my life total. No, I guess I just hold Demilich back as a blocker now. Then next turn try to go, like, consider Prismatic Ending. Return Phoenix, use Phoenix to block their Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know that I don't want to actually take extra damage here. But I could have just, like, removed this. No, my line was probably, like, attack, Lightning Bolt, Phoenix, Prismatic Ending this. Yeah, I think that's what my line was supposed to be. Okay, that just means that I am dead here. Alright, GG's. Okay, overall thoughts on the deck list. I would need to play more leagues to be proficient in this deck. This is a deck with a handful of moving parts, and I'm not super used to working with, like basically this stuff here is all brand new, as is Demilich, and I'm just not used to playing with these cards and thinking about, like, what are my outs for a lot of these scenarios. The deck itself feels pretty powerful, but I need to be dedicating all of my focus to this deck so that I stop making mistakes that I realize just 15 seconds later when I start talking through things. And I think if I was, like, fully focusing on this instead of recording, I would have 3-2'd this league. I would have, like, found a way to win one of these other rounds. But I think I was not mulliganing enough in the early rounds, and I also think I'm still not, like, optimally setting things up. I think this deck is pretty neat. I just don't think I played it super well. Like, I've never seen this deck in action before, so I'm just kind of figuring out everything out live. And there's a bunch of lines that I didn't think about until after I did it. I don't know that this is better than just, like, going the default, like, Ragavan, Dragon Rage Channeler, Murktide Regent sort of route. But the deck itself is interesting. We did some cool lines during this league, like Prismatic Ending our own thing in order to bring back a Phoenix. That was kind of cool. But it feels like I'm working pretty hard. Like, I think this deck is difficult to play, and it doesn't always win when you do your thing. I think the deck's good. I just don't know that, like, I would take the time to learn this deck, because I think there's easier and maybe more powerful options available. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. If you did, please click the like button. Helps me out a lot. If you're new here, consider subscribing for sweet legacy, modern, and vintage content on the regular. Have a great rest of the day, and maybe consider checking out my sponsor, Top Decked. See ya!